In three, two, one. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Grumpy Old Gamers podcast. You can't teach an old gamer new tricks. I'm Ryan, and with me, as always, is Rob.
Hi, folks.
And this is episode number 8. I'm
Is
not going to do. Yeah.
Yes, it is. You're right. Hey, everybody.
Don't you remember the whole math lesson from last week where I was adding one to make it for 2 months? And
I'm
not doing that again.
I'm very happy to be here. Very happy to be here.
But I'm going to bring it up in 2 weeks.
Fair enough.
The double digits. And that's big time. That's huge.
That's
real big time. So how you doing, Rob?
We're not doing too bad. How you doing this week?
Not bad. Fall is starting to set in, and so doing some yard work today, and glad to be here to record this.
And I'm going to not click a pen all day this time. For those who did listen to the podcast last week, I didn't know I bought a new mic. It's very sensitive. And I did not notice I was clicking a pen for about the first 10 minutes until Ryan messaged me and said, hey, that's really loud. So if that turned off anyone from listening to the show, I apologize. And we're going to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Also, we never claimed to be professionals.
No.
So, not even close. All right. And Rob brought the disco party with him. So...
Oh boy!
So when you feel like you're not getting enough attention in the podcast, Rob, just turn that on.
I will. That'll be my. Ryan's not letting me talk.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
I can just do this too and just keep talking. Oh no, I guess it doesn't work like that.
Nope.
So all right.
Well, why don't you go first?
All right. Well, it was kind of a slow week in news. I really didn't hear a whole lot of stuff. One thing I did hear, probably the biggest news of the week was retro game maker Analogue. I guess they don't make games; they make hardware. Known for their top level hardware. If you don't know who Analogue is, they've made a SNES, Super Nintendo, and a Genesis retro console that upscales to HDMI and cleans everything up, but it's all done with the original hardware, like the hardware specs. I don't know all the official terms of it, but it's not emulated.
You bet. It's they use FPGA technology to kind of virtually make the hardware, so the cartridge thinks it's actually running on a Genesis or a Nintendo, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's actually something much more powerful.
There we go. That's
you bet.
Stumbling around trying to say. So
we all knew what you meant, big guy.
So the big deal is that it's going to have a gorgeous screen on it, for one. If I would have had my notes a little better, but I'll come up to that in a second. But yeah, it's going to play Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and then you can get cartridge adapters to play Game Gear, Neo Geo Pocket, Atari Lynx.
Yes.
Yeah, like. Oh yeah, so yeah, it's going to have a 1600 by 1440 resolution on this.
It's pretty amazing.
It's going to be just a gorgeous screen, and they're doing a dock as well, so you can dock this thing and then play it on your TV. Yeah, I mean, I've kind of really wanted to buy their stuff. I just I went with a Retron 5 because, I mean, retro gaming wise, it's still not my number one gaming, and I can also do all the systems on the Retron 5 that I would have to choose to just do with one of the systems on the if I bought one of the analog consoles. But the Game Boy here. I mean, I've got a good selection of Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance that I would love to play on this.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's also would be the first way I'd have to play Atari Lynx on a screen that doesn't look like it's completely washed out and dead.
Right.
The you can get an LED screen for the Atari Lynx, but it actually works out to more than this thing's going to be, and actually being able to play all the other stuff as well. So,
oh man,
and I don't have to tear apart one of my Lynxes to try and solder something, which, not really keen on doing.
Yeah, they're expensive and a little few and far between.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
no, it's a super piece of news. I think this one's gonna sell like crazy. It's just got such a big appeal, and the dock is going to be an amazing piece of technology as well. So
it's coming in at $199 American, right?
Yeah. Which is roughly 1,700 Canadian dollars.
Yeah, 1,1800 Canadian. That's what.
Depending on how the election goes, might be 1,900, 2,000.
We might not even be able to get it.
It's true.
It's going to be shipping sometime in 2020. So
yeah,
which could be in like 3 months or in 15. So
yep.
Well,
one thing that was super exciting about this too that I haven't heard a lot of people talk about is there's going to be 2 FPGA cores inside.
Oh, okay.
So the one that's going to play all the Game Boy stuff and supposedly do the conversions. The speculation is the second core could be there for either future products or analog specific apps. They might have on, say, an app store, a lot of speculation on it.
Yeah, because it also has a micro USB or a micro SD slot.
You bet.
So, yeah. I don't think there's any Wi-Fi or anything on it, but I mean, if you had the dock or it's got a USB-C charging, I'm sure you could just plug it into your computer and copy it over that way.
Yeah, probably still be easier to use than the Google Stadia.
Hey-oh.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. More stuff about the Stadia, but
so that's really all I had this week. That was the only thing that really caught my attention. I didn't like I said, it's kind of a slow news week. What do you got for us, Rob?
Well, Blizzard, the company that keeps on giving. Speaking of which, BlizzCon is going to be their yearly open convention where they usually have a lot of audience interaction, and there'll be lots of people cosplaying as things. Is in a few days here, November 1st. Blizzard's had a little bit of a rough PR go. Someone I follow pointed out that maybe they shouldn't have laid off all those HR people they did not that long ago, because they could sure use them right now. But what we got here is a leak from a Twitter user called Metro, and he has leaked some other things in the past that have come true that a lot of people are saying there's a fair amount of reliability to this, but saying that there's going to be an announcement of Diablo 4 and Diablo 2 remastered at BlizzCon, which makes sense in a whole lot of different ways, because if they want to win the audience over, try and regain a little bit of something positive out of this, they need to announce this.
Yeah.
Diablo 4 needs to be like the first thing they say when they get up on stage before all the people who dress up as Hong Kong May and get up there.
Well, and especially after the fiasco of last year where everyone was sure that a Diablo game was going to be announced, and then they announced Diablo Mobile.
What, you all don't have cell phones?
Yeah. Yeah.
Another thing that Tencent wanted, supposedly, is that they really wanted a mobile game to get in on that, and not too surprising that, So November 1st, if anyone is on Twitter, keep an eye out there, see what gigantic shenanigans go on this year. There's going to be something major. Like, they can't stop people from voicing their displeasure at what's quickly becoming a PR nightmare, and honestly a human rights nightmare according to a lot of people here. So it's we'll see. Either way, it's going to be exciting. And if I know anything about you, Ryan, it's that you like conflict.
Oh, I do not. That is a lie.
Yep. So, so hopefully, and aside from all the other shenanigans, I really want to see a Diablo 4 notice. It's Diablo 3's had a lot of staying power, but I think we all need to see Diablo 4. Be
Yeah,
pretty
they.
exciting.
Um. Also, on a little side note, some early reviews I've read. Overwatch came out on the Switch this week,
Yeah, it sure did.
and yeah, the reviews aren't good. People are people are not happy with it.
Yeah, supposedly it's got some problems, which is yeah, I don't know. Like they can get Witcher running on it, Witcher 3 running on it fairly well. So I don't know if it was just a maybe an
The,
optimization issue on Blizzard's part, or whether it's
which is
just
so
was too much game.
yeah, which is so weird because, I mean, when they build their stuff on PC, they seriously go back like 3 generations and make sure the game will
Yep,
run that
yep.
far back. Um, yeah, and the producer of God of War
Mm-hmm.
actually this week was quoted um, saying, "What sort of what sort of witchcraft is this? The Witcher 3 running on the Switch as well as it does. Like,
Yep.
you just can't believe how good the port looks."
Yeah, they did a really great job on it, and it. I mean, considering it's running on a souped-up Tegra processor, that's
Yeah.
pretty mind-blowing. Man,
Uh,
yep.
got anything else for us news-wise, Rob?
No, that's it.
No. Yeah.
That's everything.
That's like I was saying, slow week this week.
It has been. It has been. What you been playing there, fella, buddy guy,
Well, buddy guy.
buddy guy?
Um, on top of still playing a whole lot of No Man's Sky.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it is like at this rate, it's going to be my game of the year, and I know it came out like you know 3 years ago. Or
That's so something we would do. Just hey, game of the year is this new Tetris game. It's pretty
yeah,
cool.
you guys hear of Tetris? Tetris? Yeah. It's right up my alley. It's just when we do our game of the year list, like it's
Mm-hmm.
what we liked. It's not doesn't have to be something
It's
that came
true.
out this year. So
True.
um, uh, something I did play is I finally tried My Pal Pedro on
Oh yeah.
Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. How'd
And
you like it?
well, okay, let me lay this down for you, Rob. You know who John Wick is?
No.
Oh, okay. This could be
Now what?
yeah.
Now where's the rest of your story going?
Hmm. Okay.
No, I do know who John Wick is.
So imagine you're John Wick,
Mhm.
except you're wearing a gas mask.
All right. You're saying liberate Hong Kong.
No, no,
Okay.
not a political game.
No. Sorry. All right. I'm still with you.
Okay. And you're wearing a gas mask, and a floating banana is guiding you through the levels.
Right.
hmm And then I guess more in tune with like a John Woo like Hong Kong film, you can do lots of like jumps and holding your guns out to the sides and spinning and shooting
Okay.
and like
Okay.
um, you rely heavily on the slow motion like focus
Mm-hmm.
that like so if you activate it and just like run, the bar decreases quickly, but if you activate it and you kill guys, it keeps refilling it for you.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if you were really good, you could actually just spend a whole level in that slow motion, like doing like bullet time. And yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's gory. They I kind of like that they're slowly introduce stuff to you. Like the first level, you just learn guns, and then second level you get machine guns
Okay.
and your guns, and your handguns, and then
Guns.
um, more guns. And then in the third level, they introduce the ability to kick stuff, which is
Okay.
like
Yeah.
there'll be knives and cans and bottles on the floor. And
Mm-hmm.
so while you're in slow motion, like you can shoot one guy in one direction, kick a bottle in another to hit a guy to knock him over, and then you can turn around and shoot it. Like they really make it like this whole like like I said, like a John Wick, like you're just using everything at your disposal to take these guys out.
Sounds pretty good.
The last level I was playing actually introduced a bunch of like platforming elements now too. Like with switches you have to turn off and on to open doors, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm liking it.
Right on. How many hours are you in? Asking all the hard questions.
Yeah. Well, got to be pushing 2.5.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so I've put some time into it.
Very nice.
It's an indie game. I can't see it being too terribly long though either. So,
right on.
Yeah.
I'm also very excited to hear what you thought of your 12-cent game.
Oh, yes.
98% off in the Nintendo store right now.
Yeah. So I picked up Revenge of the Bird King for
Yeah.
the Nintendo Switch, and as Rob mentioned, it was 12 cents. I don't want to go too much into it because I did put up a review on our page about it. But for 12
That's
cents.
at www.thegrumpyoldgamers.com.
/reviews. No, I don't know.
/reviews.net/org.
But yes, on our website there. But just to give a little summary here, it's a great retro platformer, and the 15 minutes I put into it for the review kind of turned into 45 to an hour because it's there's a lot to do, and it's a great game. Like that.
So why do you think they put it on sale for 12 cents?
I like I think it's only for the weekend.
Okay.
So it might be one of those things where to generate some revenue,
Sure.
I bought it, but I didn't get a chance to tell you before it was off sale, and I'm like,
Okay.
I got it for 12 cents, but for what would that be, $10?
I guess,
$8 regular. I'd almost pay that much for it, and then hope to generate some revenue that way. I honestly think that's what those companies are doing when they do that.
Sure.
Because they can't be making however, if you're selling it for 12 cents, 4 or 5 cents of that has to be going to Nintendo at least.
Right. I guess maybe the idea too is that if they sell a certain amount, it'll climb into their bestseller chart, and then if someone goes to top releases or whatever, they'll be able to see it after it's off sale.
So that's another little criteria I look for too. Now when I see these games on sale for like $1 and under, I immediately go over to the download chart, because there's the full chart in the Switch store, which is everything retail and otherwise.
Yep.
And I go to the download only, which is the games that are only available like that. And if any of these really cheap games are up in the charts there, that's almost like a for sure reason. That means someone was watching out for it to come on sale, right? Very complicated, the algorithms I use.
No kidding. Well, good.
How about you, Rob? What you been playing?
Well, I'm about 7 hours deep into a little game called Yooka Laylee and the Impossible Lair.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's all right. No, I'm just kidding. It's really good. It is absolutely fantastic. Like, it's the best 2D platformer I've played in a long, long time.
So you played the first one as well, right?
I did.
And the first one is like a Banjo-Kazooie.
Yes.
Like
it's a collectathon like Banjo-Kazooie. It was not great.
But it's 3D, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like in the vein of Banjo-Kazooie. It's all right. It just had some issues, like it didn't play really, really well. Like the controls were never that great. The camera was not fantastic. This seems a lot more like being in their comfort zone. There's a lot of these tonics that you can get that apply different filters to the screen. Like you can make it look like a Game Boy, like an old VHS tape.
Oh, cool.
lots of cool stuff in there, and the platforming is very solid. So and it's one of these games where the impossible lair is right at the beginning.
Yeah.
So you can beat it if you're exceptionally good at video games, not like this guy right here. You could beat it. You could beat the game right off the bat. But
Technically.
you'd have to do it without being hit. Yeah, you'd have to, which is impossible. It's
You know,
very good
someone's
names.
working on that right now.
Yeah,
Though,
oh,
right?
absolutely. I don't doubt you could look on YouTube for a guy who beat it right away. But other than that, you're trying to rescue all these bees from a bunch of different book levels. And every time you rescue a bee, it's one more hit you have towards the impossible lair. So if you've rescued 15 bees,
Okay.
you have 15 hits on top of the 2 that you get from actually, like if your bad friend Yooka Laylee gets hit, it's 1 hit as well. So
Oh,
um,
I really like the idea of this though. Like
it's a
I
great game.
I
Like
can honestly say I've never heard of like you being able to get into the end level right off the
yep,
bat, and then you're working towards like it's kind of a way to gauge how hard you want it to be, I guess, right?
yep, yep. Now, from
So
what I'm hearing, it's you want to have average players are going to want about 40 of the bees, and I think there's 48.
okay.
And it's also supposed to be like a ridiculously hard game to 100%, like absolutely ludicrously, because there's all sorts of things. There's an overworld as well as the 2D, and the
Oh,
overworld is where you have to find a lot of the hidden worlds and the tonics and everything. It's supposed to be very impossible to
but
100%.
but overall, like you would say, significantly better than the first one.
Absolutely. Great game.
Okay.
I'm going to go on a limb here. I'm going to make a hot take. So far, my game of the year.
Okay.
And
Okay.
for a $30 Switch game, that's not too bad.
It's not. It really isn't.
$30 American. $29.99 American, so 135 Australian dollars. I'm not sure if that's really how it works.
So what? It was like 208 Canadian,
It was
roughly.
like it was $1,000 Canadian. I
$1,000.
actually,
Okay.
yeah,
Oh, you got the collector's edition. Okay. Fair enough.
yeah. It worked out to like 37 Canadian, and I had $10 off on gold points, so really
Excellent.
worth it. Definitely, anyone who's out there is a big platformer. It's loads better than any Mario game I've played in a long time. So,
It's funny you mentioned that because that's how I got my Pal Pedro too.
mm-hmm.
Because I had $10 in coins,
Yep,
and it was on sale this week for 18. So it was like $8. Yeah,
absolutely, yep.
I'm just gonna pull the trigger finally. I'm finding myself lately, like, unless a game is like so mind-blowingly I need to play it, I've
Mm-hmm.
been holding off, and I'll really wait for it to go on sale because my back catalog of
Yep,
stuff is just so large. Like
it's true.
I need to catch up at some point. So um
Yep, it's true.
is that all you've been playing this week, Rob?
That's basically it. Yeah, no, that's taken up a big chunk of my time. So,
Excellent, excellent.
yeah,
Well, I think everyone will be happy to know that we actually have some stuff to be grumpy about this week. We can still hold the grumpy mantle.
it's true. It's true. They were going to take that away and make us the cheerful young lads.
Oh,
Now
that would
it's
have been
still
horrible.
grumpy old men.
Yeah. Well, you want to go first, Rob, or you want me to go first?
Sure, I can go first there if you like.
Whatever.
Sure,
We do what
sure.
we want around here.
That's right. We don't go by rules or views. Don't care about those things. Um, so my grump this week is against Big Brother Sony, makers of such things as the Vita, the Sony Vita, one of my favorite handhelds. Still, absolutely love the thing. But I love the Vita because of the homebrewing community, of the ability to jailbreak it and play, because I have a huge PSP collection that I enjoy playing on it. But I take the
Humble
PSP.
brag.
What's that?
Humble brag.
Humble
Sorry.
brag. I have a big collection of a system no one collects for.
Sorry.
But I like to playing anything on the PSP. It hurts. You get big hands. Very hard to play. So I enjoy playing them on the Vita. So in order to do that, I either have to buy the whole collection again, which I'm not going to do, or jailbreak the Vita. So I've had a jailbreaked. Where I was going with this is that Sony keeps releasing firmware upgrades for a system they have not supported in a long time. The sole purpose of these firmware upgrades is to stop people from is to patch the security holes that people are using to jailbreak. The sole reason. They are not doing anything else in these updates. They are just trying to stop people from jailbreaking a system they haven't supported in 5 years. It's insane.
Yeah, it's a totally Sony thing though, because people are still jailbreaking their PS3s, and it's got to be just under a year ago they released a big patch that, if you're plugged into the internet and it downloads, your hacking is gone.
Yeah.
Your jailbreaking is gone. You just can't do it anymore.
No, it doesn't make any sense at all. It is just them. It's like they're trying to go after their ex-girlfriend and make sure that she doesn't have any fun.
Yeah.
Even though they're not interested in dating her anymore, they just hate to see her having fun or living a life. So it's good job, Sony. Good job. We're very impressed. That's all I had. That's
Yeah. No, it's like, why don't you just focus on your new stuff, your old stuff's out there, let people have their fun.
Yep. Well, considering the PS5 is going to have all this backward compatibility, maybe
Yeah.
they just need to put a little UMD drive in the front of the PS5.
Ooh.
Huh? Huh?
Ah?
That's not going to happen.
It's not gonna happen.
But Sony, if you're listening, make it happen.
Make it happen. Make it happen.
Just somewhere I can pop in my. How about you, Guy? What's got your knickers in a twist?
Well, Rob, I'm gonna go with Overwatch on the Switch this week, the physical copy. So you wander on down to the old EB Games or GameStop or wherever you happen to, maybe at the Best Buy or a Walmart, or you go and you grab the physical copy and you rush home and you open the thing up to put the cartridge into your Switch. But what do
After you
you?
read the instruction manual.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Remember, you go over that. Yes, absolutely. You pop that open and you go to grab the cartridge to put in your Switch, but what do you find? A download code. Yeah. So if you go buy a physical copy of Overwatch on the Switch, it doesn't even have the cartridge in it. It has a download code.
So the question is,
what the actual fudge, Rob?
why would you go down the store in the first place then? What is the advantage?
Like,
Because I joked about the instruction manual. They haven't had an instruction manual in a Switch game since the Switch came out. It's not just a Switch thing; it's a PS4 thing. But why go to the store? Like, there's zero incentive to not buy this digitally.
yeah, I'm really, I don't get it. And I just looked up quickly here while we were talking, and it's not even because it won't fit on the disc
No?
or on the cartridge or SD card or whatever the heck you want to call the Switch.
Right.
It's 13 gigs,
Oh.
which is well within.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. Like,
Well, because you're getting the case and you're not paying for the little disc card thing, I'm sure they gave you a sizable discount on it when you bought it from the store, right?
no, you know what they give you?
What do they give you?
They give you 3 months on the Nintendo Online. That's included with it as well. So
That's good.
yeah. So if you want to go buy this game, a physical copy, because you don't have access to the internet at the point of,
Yeah.
not only do they slap you in the face with a download code, they're like, here's 3 months worth of our online service for free as well.
Which you can't use because you obviously don't have the internet because you went to go buy a physical copy of this game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people buy physical copies too because they don't, they don't have a giant SD card that they want to have to keep,
Yep.
you know, downloading and like erasing games off of to make room for other games and stuff like that,
Yep. And
right?
anytime you don't have the physical cartridge, you're always worried that if it's a live service game, that if they ever stop supporting it, you're not able to play it anymore, right? So,
Exactly. Exactly.
Stadia. Sorry, just had a little in my throat there.
It's weird. It sounded almost like you said something. I'm not.
No, I wouldn't have. To our overlords at Google, I said not a thing.
Yeah. No, that was purely a sneeze.
It was a sneeze.
Stadia.
It's
Stadia.
Stadia. Ugh.
Yeah. So when I read about that, I just because I mean I was already grumpy with games that they release and then you need internet to actually play the game because you
Mm-hmm.
get your 16 gig or however big the cards are,
Yep.
and then you still need to download more to play the game,
Mm-hmm.
and that makes me grumpy. But this, like, wow,
Yep.
just like, I did they do it for collectors?
I don't know. I don't know. Just to have the case, maybe, or
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, is that the only? It on the sense the old sensometer there, Rob, it makes zero.
mm-hmm.
Like just
Yep.
make
Yep.
it
Yep.
make it a download only game then.
Mm-hmm.
You can only buy it on their store. Problem solved.
Yep. It's true.
You know, um, when you were ranting a couple weeks ago about loot boxes and whatnot, like this is another case where a kid could ask for the game, and grandma goes down to the old EV games and picks it up, and
Yep.
gives it to Billy on the Christmas morning, and
Mm-hmm.
grandma doesn't have internet. Is the point I'm trying to make, Rob?
Yep. I hear you. I hear
Yeah.
you. Well, at this stage in the podcast, I have to put the headphones down for just 1 second, as embarrassing this is, because my kids are at the door.
Oh,
So if you could amuse the people for a second here, Ryan,
okay. I'll
I'm going to go
I'll,
this way.
I'll hum a ditty. How about that? How about that? Do 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 do. Ba ba da ba da 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 da. Boom boom. Ah, pure awesome, Rob.
Hi again.
Hi. That was
Hi.
pure. That was pure awesome. I hummed a little ditty while you were gone. You can check it
Well,
out
that's
and
good. That's
you can
good.
check it
I
out
hope
in editing later.
the people appreciate exactly what you did for them there.
Uh, well, we could have almost ended the show there
We
because,
could have almost,
yeah,
yeah. It's
kids, just 5 more minutes. It's not cold out.
oh goodness.
Awesome.
Yep.
But yeah, I think I've grumped enough about that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Grumped about Sony. I guess. I guess there was one more thing we were going to talk about. That's usually where we end the show.
Sure.
But we're adding a new section today, Rob.
Right. We are.
We
We
are.
are. You bet. Yeah. Tell the
But
people.
so actually, a couple weeks ago, I put up a poll. Um, and the poll was, when you're playing a video game, are you all about the journey or the destination?
Right.
And if I remember correctly, because again, I didn't do my homework, Rob. Uh, I believe Journey was the winner, the clear winner on that one.
Right. Everyone is wrong except me, is what
Is it?
the poll is saying. That's
I, I I think you are actually correct because yeah, because everyone but you. So
right.
so share your thoughts on why you're more about the destination.
I have 3 kids. I don't have that much video gaming time. As much as I'd be able to love to be able to play an 80-hour sprawling, collect all the stars, get all the moons, clovers, green diamonds, purple horseshoes. Just don't have the time. Give me a straightforward game that just goes point A, point B, and I have a good time in between.
Right. So
I'm
I
not
mean,
playing with the. Sorry.
so and I mean, I'm definitely, and I think this is what had me loving No Man's Sky so much
Mm-hmm.
is definitely the journey of it. Because if I, nose to the grindstone did, I it's probably only a 20-25 hour game.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I mean, I probably put in 5 hours a
Sure.
week
Sure.
this week on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like just over the week. Like I don't get a ton of time with it either, but it's and this is also why my back catalog grows as well. That I'm not but this also reminds me I was trying to convince you to try Breath of the Wild.
Right.
And
I
when
never
I
did.
what I totally scared you off of it when I showed you my playtime, and
Yep.
it was at like 235 hours,
Mm-hmm.
where it's been noted you can play the game if you just A to B it,
Mm-hmm.
follow, in it's a 30 to 35 hour game. But that's how much extra time I took just putzing around, doing side quests,
Mm-hmm.
cooking, all the other fun stuff in that. But I see your side too. I mean,
If I was gonna cook in a video game, I would actually go cook myself in the kitchen. Go and bake a pie.
right,
Maybe
right.
brew myself a delicious coffee.
But in the game, I was actually brewing stuff to help in the game.
That's right. That's
Stuff that
right.
gives you extra hearts or makes
Mm-hmm.
you invulnerable to cold or, things like that.
You know, it
And
makes you invulnerable to cold in real life.
that better be whiskey because
Straight sipping whiskey.
because coffee's not going to do it. No. But yeah, I mean, it's just an interesting point. That,
It's true.
but according to the poll, I mean, we didn't have a whole lot of people answering that poll, but it was enough to give us a big skew. That's for sure.
That's right. That's right.
So, has there ever been a game you wanted to spend more time in? Like,
Oh,
like, 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 how about like the latest Mario game? Did you want to just burn through that, or did you actually want to go in and
you mean
collect
like
stuff?
Mario and Sonic 2014 Olympics? That was his newest game, right? For the Wii U.
Sorry, I'm looking for my cricket sounds here.
Super Mario Galaxy 2. That was a fun game. Uh, I always think I do, and then when I settle down and play the game and I actually beat the game, I don't want to go get all the moons or anything like that.
Okay.
I might have a little bit of time for that, but I want to move on to the next game, the next Revenge of the Bird King out there. So
I you know, I um just finished up playing Assassin's Creed Origins,
hmm
and I wasn't sure what I was going to play next, so actually I fired up Red Dead Redemption.
okay,
And spoilers, when you finish a game, you can go back in and play and collect all your stuff. I ended up putting 2 weeks back into the game, just
wow,
working on the achievements and collecting the stuff and yeah,
oiling your gun. I hear
oiling
it's a
my
big part
gun.
of the game.
It's a huge part of the game. Not as big as a part as replacing your broken weapons in Breath of the Wild, but which is another thing.
Yeah, that's
Um,
a great part of what kept me away from that game. Oh, you got the Master Sword. Oh, it's broken. Uh, you didn't want to use that, did you?
that's the only weapon that has a timer, though. Once you break it, it actually comes back
Right.
because they realize that if you had to go build it every time. But all right, So I'm about the journey. You're about the destination.
It's true.
I'm a
Just a
little
couple.
country. You're a little rock and roll.
It's just two sides of the same coin.
Well, cool. Interesting little discussion there at the end for us.
There you
But
go.
I don't have anything more to say, Rob. How about you?
Nope, that's it for the week.
All right. Well, once again, everyone, thank you for checking us out. We are the Grumpy Old Gamers. This is our podcast, Can't Teach an Old Gamer New Tricks. You can find more of our work on our website, the Grumpy Old, oh, I did the again, thegrumpyoldgamers.com. And on Facebook, fb.me/the Grumpy Old Gamers will get you there. That's where a lot of our we post a lot of our the news that we share from other sites, and all of our original content's on the website, the grumpyoldgamers.com. So swing on by, check us out. Also, oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, and you can surf on over to our MySpace page at
Yes,
myspace.com/theoldgrumpygamers.net.
that's where we started out. We
It's
thought
true.
going with
Yep.
ye old
Ye
grumpy.
old grumpy gamers
Yeah,
with a Z.
yeah. Just to keep it real for the kids there.
That's right.
And oh yeah, I mean, if you're watching us, that means you joined us on YouTube or clicked on a link. So as always, like and subscribe. We like to see those numbers go up. And we're on all the podcast places. Just look for it.
Just search us out, please.
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening/watching, and we'll catch you next week.
Have a good week, folks.